This podcast is all about real conversations from Mildura's first sexual health expo, Let's Talk About It. Hearing straight from students and professionals about respect, consent, identity and boundaries. Before we dive in, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that we're on. The Laji Laji, Nyeri Nyeri, Wurgai and Jintate people of the Miliwa Mallee, and the Bikindji people across the river. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples tuning in. I'm Jack, I work in health promotion and run YZ, and for me, this podcast is about giving young people and the community a chance to share what really matters. This is Let's Talk About It. In this episode, you'll hear from Lana, a Year 9 student who spoke with so much clarity about respect, boundaries, and what makes a good friendship. It's a short conversation, but she manages to capture so much of what young people are really thinking about. Welcome to the podcast. What's your name?
Lana.
Lana, nice to meet you. I have a couple of questions that I'd like to ask.
Okay.
What does respect look like in a friendship to you?
Respect in a friendship is, first of all, respecting boundaries.
Yep.
So, like, if you're asked not to say anything, you don't say anything, and that's just respect on a basic level, not even just friendships, just with anyone and everything.
Yep.
But in a friendship, it's really about I'm all about communication. So, like, checking up on them randomly, making sure they're okay, remembering things that people say.
Yep.
Remembering things that are said from your friends is so important and can be so vital in a friendship. When you are asked not to say anything and you say something, when you are specifically asked, it's like a secret and you're not said, don't say anything, and they say something, it's like, wow, okay, well, I know that I can't trust you anymore, so this can't happen. I can't be friends with someone that I can't trust.
Yeah, wow. Would you feel trustworthy enough that if your friend had something really serious going on and either they weren't safe or they were going to put someone else's safety in jeopardy, would you actually speak up and say something?
I would be one-on-one with them and be like, come on, that's not okay. You know that they know better, because obviously I'm not going to be friends with someone who's wouldn't know better. So I know they know better, and I know that they can do better.
Yeah. There's something there too where sometimes you can have disagreements about what is and what's not right, and it's always important to try and find the place where you can build something positive. But sometimes it's actually not clear to play on with your mate, and maybe you need to have a really honest conversation about what it takes to be a better friend or a better person, like an upstander. That's happened for me before, and I've lost friends from it, you know?
Yeah. Sucks.
Have you ever had an experience like that, where you've seen a friend do something you didn't agree with and you distanced?
So, back in Year 7, I'm currently in Year 9. Back in Year 7, I had a friend who began to vape. And I was like, yeah, okay, she's still a good person, she's still a nice person. And then she started trying to peer pressure me into vaping, and I'm not about that. So I just tried to distance myself and ended up getting a bit caught in the mix, but I got out. So, and now we're not friends, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And I still have so much respect for her. But
what is it that makes it hard for people to speak up when something doesn't feel right, do you think?
I think it's so hard to speak up when it doesn't feel right, because it's just so hard to have the words to say and know the right words to say and who to say it to.
Yeah. How do you think you would go about it?
I think that I would just I tell my parents everything. I'd be straight to my parents, because they are the first people that I would tell, the first people that would help me get out of that situation.
Do they give you good advice?
Yeah. Or my sister, my older sister, she's the best at giving advice, so I'd probably go straight to her.
Is she someone who's very grounded, or does she get hyped with you? Where does she sort of
She is very energetic and hyped like me, so I love it.
Love it. I've got another question for here as well. What's a good way to check in with a friend or even a partner without making it awkward? How do you feel that you'd actually be able to get better understanding from someone if you were confused about something, and check in?
So if you're confused about something and you want to check in with this person without making it awkward, I would just start with simply just, how was your day? Just how was your day, consistently. over a couple of days just to check, like just to make sure like it's a known thing, like I am checking in on you, it's not weird, it's okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe after they've gained a bit more trust on you, you can be like tap into that situation and be like, so how are you feeling about that? And that's how I would lean into getting into that conversation.
How do you know if someone's comfortable with what's happening or if they're uncomfortable? Like, what are the things that you could see in a friend or a partner that might make you want to check in?
Well, with friends, they might, specifically my friends, they shut down more and they're not themselves, because all of our friends are hyper, they're energetic, they're great kids. But they, as soon as they're like just a little bit down, you can tell, and you just be there for them, and that's all you can really do.
What pressures do young people feel when it comes to relationships?
I think around about this age, it's the whole hanging out outside of school and having your first kiss and stuff, because hanging out outside of school can be a really hard one because it's always going to be awkward the first time. But if you like really truly like this person, obviously it's going to be a lot easier. But it can be a little bit awkward and it can be a bit hard depending on the situation you're in. But
what did you think today would actually be about?
I knew that I knew what I was coming into. Like I knew it was going to be like about health, but it was so in depth, and it was lots of communication and lots of like people sharing their stories, which I really liked.
Do you feel like the stories were almost more important than hearing all the facts and the figures? And
yeah, I think the stories were more important, definitely. I think that they were most effective on kids.
Do you feel like it's actually a better technique for sex educators to be able to use story as a way of giving information?
Yeah, well, I feel like using your own personal stories is so much better to connect with younger people. So it's easier for kids to understand and learn when you use personal stories and relate to it.
Bit scary to share the personal stories though.
Yeah.
I feel like it's taken so long for me to be able to get over a lot of things, to be able to share.
Yeah.
But it's also really difficult for professionals to be able to share stories, because so often in our roles, as I stand here, I've got a school nurse literally standing to my right and nodding their head. It's really hard to share stories because so much of our work, we're not actually allowed to be able to talk about personal stuff.
Yeah.
Do you feel like sometimes telling stories to your friends helps as well?
Yes, because I feel like in my friend group, we're a very close friend group. And so making those connections and relating to each other and bouncing off each other is what we do best.
Yeah, nice. That's the end of the podcast episode. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Do you have any questions, Lana, for me?
No, I don't think so.
Offended. That's fine.
Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Let's Talk About It, recorded at Mildura's first Sexual Health Expo. If you'd like more information or support, head to the Sunraysia Community Health Services website at www.schs.com.au. Call them on 03 5022 5444 or get in touch with your local community health centre.